and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Nedwick, and this is Leo, one of my cats, and I make healthy lifestyle videos that include some new recipes, some fashion content, some beauty content, a look into my life, and I'm also documenting my journey on a GLP-1 and Weight Watchers. So today, and this should be airing on Sunday, I have my Weight Watcher motivation series. Now, with one caveat. Now, today is actually Friday. I go to my Weight Watcher meetings on Saturdays, and we are leaving first thing in the morning to drive to Pensacola Beach. Woohoo! So I know what the topic is this week at Weight Watchers. It is about your sodium content. So I did some research of my own, and I have my own Weight Watcher motivation today. But first, I found some interesting news about Weight Watchers and Eli Lilly. So I don't have my trusty iPad. I actually did this video. I printed a bunch of stuff out, so I will be reading some of it and talking for some of it. But essentially, Weight Watchers has partnered with Eli Lilly's Lilly Direct pharmacy provider Gift Health to streamline access to Zepbound, which is TIRZEPATIDE, for its members. This integration allows eligible members to receive prescriptions for Zepbound with a single dose vial format, particularly benefiting self-pay patients without insurance. Members can also track their prescriptions in real time through the Weight Watcher app. Now, I know that Weight Watchers had gotten into the GLP-1 business. Now, I have never gone through Weight Watchers for my GLP-1, nor have I explored that possibility. But it is my understanding that Weight Watchers was using compounded tirzepatide for its members. Now, apparently, they are going to join Eli Lilly and Eli Lilly Direct and use the single dose vials. And essentially how that works, now I don't know exactly how it works with Weight Watchers. I would imagine that there is an added cost for your doctor's prescriptions and some of the other benefits that Weight Watchers provides. But if you had your doctor write a script directly to Eli Lilly, Lilly Direct, you're going to pay $349 for the 2.5 milligram doses, and that's for a whole month. So you would get 4 little single-use vials. Now, if you need 5 milligrams, 7.5, or 10 milligrams, then you're going to pay $499. Now, of course, that's way more than the compound. However, the future of compounding is uncertain. I know that there are several telehealth companies, including the one I belong to, Orderly Meds, who are saying, you know, they've got it covered. They know what they're doing, and they're going to be able to keep producing compound. I'm waiting to see. So we'll see. As you know, if you follow my channel, about 2 months ago, Eli Lilly had 7 of my videos taken down. And in some of them, I used Zepbound or Mounjaro in the title, but for some of the videos that they had taken down, I only talked about compounded tirzepatide. I did an Orderly Meds unboxing that got taken down. So, and I have less than 2,000 subscribers. Speaking of which, if you are not subscribed, please tick that button below. I am really working hard to grow my channel, and if you are watching this and you are not subscribed, please do so. But anyway, I'm a small YouTuber, and Eli Lilly went after me, and I could not figure that out for the life of me. As a matter of fact, I almost quit YouTube. I did take a couple week break, and then you guys were so awesome, and you really wanted me to come back, so I'm back. Trying to be super careful about what I say, but I am reading from a news article that I found on the internet. So I think that's really interesting that Weight Watchers is now partnering with Eli Lilly. They said, per Weight Watchers, Zepbound usage has surged among Weight Watcher Clinic members, with prescriptions for the vial format more than doubling in the recent months. Weight Watchers says currently 33% of the clinic's patients use Zepbound as part of their weight management plan. Executives from both Weight Watchers and Gift Health emphasize the benefits of this integration in improving transparency, pricing, and ease of access. So that's interesting because I'm a Weight Watcher member, as you know, and we'll get to my Weight Watcher motivation at the end of this video, but we don't really talk about GLP-1 use in the meetings. And they're saying that they believe 33% of Weight Watchers is on some form of GLP-1. As a matter of fact, they say Zepbound. I personally don't talk about it at the meetings. If I'm asked, I never lie. I'm not ashamed of being on a GLP-1. I'm 56 years old. I'm postmenopausal. I'm a breast cancer survivor on tamoxifen, which makes losing weight extremely difficult. And I need all the tools that I have. And even with it, my weight loss has been slow. It's been slow and steady, but it has been slow. And I'm not ashamed to be on TIRZEPATIDE, and neither should you. But anyway, that really interested me that 1/3 of the group allegedly should be on a GLP-1. So I'm curious to see how much more that will come out in Weight Watchers as we progress into this GLP-1 community where it just seems like it's growing and growing. Weight Watchers also says the company continues to combine medical treatments like GLP-1s with behavioral support. Their approach has yielded significant results. Patients have achieved an average of 21% weight loss over 12 months, outperforming GLP-1 use alone. So essentially, what they're saying is that they're not mutually exclusive. If you're on a GLP-1, you can still be on Weight Watchers, and you can still learn how to eat healthy, how to pick healthier foods. There's community support, and all of that helps when you're on a weight loss journey. So let's see. Here's a more detailed breakdown. It says Lilly Direct and Gift Health. I never knew that it was called Gift Health. But anyway, Eli Lilly, a pharmaceutical company, utilizes Lilly Direct as its pharmacy provider, with Gift Health handling the fulfillment of prescriptions. Then it says Zepbound Access. The partnership aims to make Zepbound, a weight loss medication, more accessible to Weight Watcher members, especially those who are self-pay and don't have insurance. Eligible members can receive prescriptions for Zepbound in a single-dose vial format, which is designed to simplify the process for self-pay patients. And then it says Weight Watchers app integration, and I do find this interesting. Members can track their Zepbound prescriptions in real time through the Weight Watchers app, enhancing the transparency and user experience. So that would be interesting to see how that works. Then it talks about a holistic approach. This integration aligns with Weight Watchers' holistic approach to weight management, which combines lifestyle support with evidence-based medications like Zepbound. And it ends about Weight Watchers stock. Now, if you'd heard, I believe Weight Watchers has recently filed for bankruptcy. And us in the Weight Watcher community were afraid that Weight Watchers was going to go away. And it's been such a staple in my life for the last 25 years that, it's almost like a small family when I go to the meetings. But the stock impact The announcement of this partnership led to a significant increase in Weight Watchers stock price, suggesting positive market sentiment about the deal. And that's good news because with the onset of the GLP-1s and then Oprah Winfrey pulling out of Weight Watchers, their stock had plummeted. So I'm hoping that everything will be great with Weight Watchers because I do get a lot out of the meetings. Now, I believe you can get a lot out of my Weight Watcher Motivation series, even without being a Weight Watcher member or on the Weight Watchers program, because most of the advice and most of the things we talk about apply to anyone on a health journey. And that's why I started this series, to help you guys. Most of you who follow me are on your own journey, whether you're on a GLP-1, Optavia, or some other type of nutrition plan. It's all the same. And I don't know if you can hear this, but we're having a terrible storm. I live in northeastern Ohio, and it is currently about 2 p.m., so it's pretty dark, but it's a severe thunderstorm. So anyway, I apologize for that if you can hear it. Before I get into the Weight Watcher motivation, let me give you a quick update on what's going on with me. Now, I mentioned Mike and I are going to Pensacola Beach, and we leave tomorrow morning, and I am super excited. I am so ready for a vacation you don't even know. We're driving, so that's nice. In my opinion, I don't mind a road trip. We're gonna stay overnight in Birmingham Saturday night and then drive the 4 or 5 hours Sunday morning. And so our time in Pensacola Beach will be Sunday through Saturday. And then I'll be home in time for Mother's Day. But I am worried about leaving my sick cat, Kylie. Now, if you guys have been following my channel, poor Kylie, she's 15 and a half. In November, found out she had a thyroid condition, but also her kidneys were failing. So she's been on medication and she was doing really well on it. But the vets did warn me that as we corrected her thyroid, that the kidneys could get worse. And she just seems to be really slowing down. Now, what's interesting and I've got this dude here, Leo, my buddy, he's always been kind of a nemesis to Kylie. I think he truly wants to hang out with her and cuddle with her, but over his lifetime, Kylie has wanted nothing to do with him. When she was healthier, they would fight, they would chase each other around, but they never really bonded. But now that she's been sick, Leo is so attentive to Kylie. He watches her, he lays with her, and she lets him. So I have a cute little picture of the two of them on the couch last night. And, she just lets him cuddle right up with her. And that is comforting to me, knowing I'm going to be gone for a week. Now, my son, and I think his girlfriend will come for some of the time, is going to stay every night and take care of the cats. And I told him, please give her a lot of love. I've pet the sweet girl and told her how much I love her. And I really, really, really hope nothing happens while I'm gone. So if you got a prayer or two for that, please send them my way. Number one, I don't want my son to have to deal with that. And I don't want Kylie to pass away while I'm gone. All right, well, that's enough depressing material. So I'm going to actually film 2 videos today. And my next video, which will air on Wednesday, is me packing for vacation. I thought it would be fun to show you some of the outfits that I'm going to pack. Plus, I got 2 new bathing suits plus matching cover-ups that I'm going to model for you. I don't know if I'll model all of the clothes. I'll model some of them. But it's always fun to see what people pack for vacation. And I'll also tell you in that video what my strategy is for maintaining my weight while on vacation. So you'll see that on Wednesday. But now let me get to my Weight Watcher motivation series, Feeling Salty. So I do know that was the topic because when we leave the meeting, like last Saturday, our leader, Michelle, always shows what the next topic is going to be. So basically, we're gonna talk about sodium. As you know, if you are a Weight Watcher, the app now shows all the macros, which I love because sometimes I really like to compare the Weight Watcher points to the calories and the amount of protein, and it also shows sodium and the amount of carbohydrates. So I find that really helpful, especially because there are so many free foods on the new Weight Watcher plan. So you know what you're consuming. You can still count your Weight Watcher points, but you can see how that plays out into calories. So I have been really liking that. But the Weight Watchers app also shows sodium, and that can be really eye-opening because sodium can be found in so many things, sometimes more than you might imagine. For example, my fat-free cottage cheese, which is 0 points on Weight Watchers, has like 430 grams of sodium for a half cup serving. And that's not a lot. I mean, that's not a lot of cottage cheese. And that's about 1/4 of your daily sodium value. Other things that have a lot of sodium, cheese, like block cheese. I never would have thought that, but yes, cheese has a lot of sodium. So does pizza. I notice if I have some pizza and then I weigh in the next day, I'm usually up. And it's not necessarily because of the calories. It's the sodium. Chinese food, we all know Chinese food has a ton of sodium. And I also love pickles and olives. They all have a ton of sodium. And of course, we know processed food has a lot of sodium. So if you're making that box of Kraft mac and cheese, or in the past I've used like the red beans and rice mix and added chicken, when you're using that kind of processed prepackaged food, expect to find more sodium. Now, sodium is not high in calories. It has 0 calories. So it is not increasing your weight by storing it as fat. But sodium causes weight gain in 2 main ways. High sodium intake can result in fluid retention, and we all know that, which will temporarily increase your weight. And number 2, adding sodium to food increases calorie intake by 11%. Because, let's face it, salt tastes good. High sodium intake is often associated with consuming more processed food, which are less filling and may lead to overeating and weight gain. Makes sense. So the saltier the food, the more likely we're going to eat it. Sodium doesn't inherently cause weight gain or prevent weight loss. The key to weight management lies in controlling overall calorie intake and not solely focusing on sodium levels. So we know this. I mean, we're talking about sodium today, but you got to look at the whole picture, and you have to control your overall calorie intake and make sure you are burning more calories than you are consuming. So they talk a little bit about weight loss. Obviously, we know the best way for weight loss is to put yourself in a calorie deficit. The most effective way to lose weight is to consume fewer calories than you burn through exercise and daily activities, regardless of sodium intake. Then they talked about sustainable changes, making lasting changes to your diet, such as reducing processed foods and increasing whole unprocessed foods, is crucial for long-term weight management. And we all know this. That's one of the reasons why they say You know, these GLP-1s aren't a magic drug. You have to make changes to your lifestyle and diet. Because if you don't, if you ever get off the GLP-1s, you're going to gain it back. And, you know, that really applies to any nutrition plan, regardless of whether you're on a GLP-1 or not. I mean, how many times have I lost 20 pounds only to gain it back plus more? And I'm sure many of you guys have done the exact same thing. So how much sodium does a person actually need? Because we do need some sodium. You cannot completely eliminate it from your diet, because sodium is essential to our bodies to support normal muscle function and fluid balance in our bodies. Diets high in sodium can result in high blood pressure, which is a major cause of strokes and heart diseases. So I am a person who definitely has to watch my sodium. I have had high blood pressure since my early 30s, and that was before I was even close to being overweight. I came down with high blood pressure when I weighed about 125 pounds, you know, back when I was like 32 years old. It's genetic. Both of my parents had high blood pressure. So I've always had to watch out for it. And now that I'm, you know, heavier, I have to watch out even more. So I am on prescription blood pressure medicine, and I also try to watch my sodium. And I can always tell when I've had too much because my rings get tight and my ankles swell. So, all right. What are some tips for managing sodium? Well, number one, when you're at the grocery store, read your food labels. Pay attention to the sodium content in packaged food and processed items. And we've already talked about that. Another good way to manage sodium levels is to cook at home. Prepare meals at home to control your sodium intake. Now, if you're in a restaurant or you're buying fast food, all of those foods probably have more sodium than they would if you made the same thing at home. Because when you're at home, you can use herbs and spices in place of sodium to flavor the foods. So you're not losing flavor, you're just reducing the sodium level. And also limit processed foods, which we know. You know, the best diet is a whole food-based diet. And we all know this. Now, sometimes, you know, are we busy and we have to make something quick? Yes. But that should be the exception, not the rule. And to end our salt conversation, I thought I would clear up what is the healthiest salt, because I've heard all kinds of things. Kosher salt, pink Himalayan salt. What the heck? What's the difference, and is any one salt better than the other? Well, yes and no. With the amount of sodium you use, it probably doesn't make that big a difference. But if you had to say which salt was the healthiest, that would be your table salt, which is the iodized salt, Morton's. And the reason why that is healthier is because with iodized salt, it's fortified with iodine, and that is crucial for thyroid health, which I had never heard. So I have been using that pink Himalayan salt. I hardly ever use my Morton's, so I might actually switch back. However, they say it is important to consume all types of salt in moderation and avoid excess sodium. All right, and then it talks about some of the ones. It talks about the iodized salt and how that helps with your thyroid function. Sea salt and pink Himalayan salt have more minerals. So sometimes they're touted as healthier because they have more trace minerals. But like they said, you know, the amount that you use, it doesn't make that big of a difference. And then kosher salt is arguably healthy because it is coarser. And for the amount you use, you tend to get a lesser sodium content. So the key takeaway is, while sea salt, pink Himalayan salt, and kosher salt may offer some trace minerals, Iodized salt is the best choice for ensuring adequate iodine intake and protecting thyroid health. Regardless of the type, it's crucial to consume salt in moderation to avoid excess sodium, which can contribute to high blood pressure. All right, well, that is my big sodium discussion. I will have to ask Gina how it compares to the one that they do at the meeting. Now, I've told you guys in the past that they always end the meeting with a saying. So I looked on the internet to try to find a cute saying, and I found one, and it's applicable to me because I'm getting ready to go to the ocean. And the saying is, the cure for anything is salt water, sweat, tears, or the sea. So that is credited to Isaac Dennison. I'm not sure who that is, but that is the quote that I found on the internet. And I am ready to go get my cure of salt water here shortly. Now, if you've made it this far and you enjoyed this video, please give me an emoji of a palm tree. All right, guys, if you like this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel. Now, in the last couple videos, I have asked you to help me grow my channel by making sure you like the video, that you have subscribed, and also sharing the video. And you guys, it does seem to be working. My views are up. So please keep it going. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and share it with a friend. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye for now, and I will see you next time.